What's up, everyone? Hussien Jabai, aka Hussien Jabai Fitness. Today, Ahmed and I are taking our NSCA CPT exam for our certification. It's like 6:50, June 28th. Today's Tuesday, and we're about to drive to Grayson College. That's where we're taking it. It's for Pearson View testing or whatever. Like, they have a testing center that's qualified, or I guess you would say it's one of the testing centers that they actually allow, or facilities that they allow. So we're going to drive there and take the test at 9 o'clock. So we're going to leave here in a few minutes. Just going to vlog today, kind of like our thoughts. Well, my thoughts. Hopefully, when I get there, vlog and see if Adam wants to say his 2 cents. Kind of nervous. I think it's like a 50% pass rate. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm confident in my knowledge. I mean, I've been researching and studying for a long ass time, a couple of years. But the book is, it's a textbook. You see that textbook? Everything you need to know is in there. And so maybe maybe I don't know a textbook term or some shit, like specifics that they want to know, or they ask a question I'm not too familiar with. Anyways, guys, I'm about to get ready and head out. I'm gonna have a whey protein shake, maybe eat something on the road, probably just take another shake with me. Actually gonna drink like BCAAs and agmatine and stuff to, like, not really for vasodilation in a sense of a pump, but maybe give more blood to my brain and more cognitive function. So we'll see. Alright, guys, I'm gonna get ready, and I'll check in with you guys here in a little bit. What's up, guys? We're headed to the Grayson College.
Grayson County.
It is time. Is it time, Ahmed?
It's time. I sure hope so.
It's too fucking early.
It is. I'm not even fully awake yet.
It's 7:20 and we're headed out. We should get there by 8:20, 8:30. Unless I speed, we'll get there sooner. And then take this damn exam. How long? We've only had it scheduled for like a month and maybe a half.
We've had it put off for like a year.
But we've had the book for freaking forever.
Finally had the time to read it all and get through it.
Well, we read it once by ourselves, like we just read through it. Then I think it was like I said, a month and a half ago when we scheduled the test. Then we'd read a chapter a day together in the morning, every morning, or every other morning, depending if we were busy.
And then we would actually discuss each subsection.
Yeah, it wouldn't be, unless it was so freaking scientific, we would just kind of say, summarize each paragraph.
If you could explain it, we wouldn't really read it.
So we'd explain it to each other. And this is kind of how we studied, just so you get an idea. If we pass, if we pass.
This could be a study tool for you guys.
This could be a study tool. And afterwards, we'll kind of say our 2 cents on what we thought. Obviously, you can't say what's on the test, but you can kind of say if it was what you thought, if you studied right, if you felt confident.
And what you studied for that specific test.
Definitely. How are you feeling, dude?
Tired. I feel like it'll be good. Once I get in there, I'm pretty sure I'll be a little dehydrated.
Oh, for sure.
Be a little hungry because we're gonna be in there a while. Can't really bring anything in.
You feeling confident? You ready?
I'm neutral. I'm neutral on it.
The only thing that scares the shit out of me is that pass rate.
Rate is 53%, man. 53%. So,
and obviously, a lot of the people are probably like, hey, I want to be a trainer. So they just
everybody wants to be a trainer.
The NSCA CPT is like the most respected, because it's the freaking hardest certification to get. It's the most respected. So I'm pretty sure lots of these individuals aren't like qualified, or don't have the knowledge. but just the fact that's the most respected,
yeah.
they're like, I need this one.
They
This is what everyone gets.
probably work out. They're like, I could be a personal trainer.
Yeah, exactly. So we're hoping we go in and, you know, you see the first question.
It's like, hey, we may be those people. Who knows?
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. We have the knowledge for all of this. So we're just now leaving Honeygrove, and it's at Grayson College.
Yeah. Not just that, is you don't know what to expect math-wise, because I heard that there's little math problems, and then I also heard there's a lot doing with VMI. I was reading up, and they were talking about as long as you know stuff like the calories per macronutrient, it'd be like, what's a 3,600 calorie diet if they do this percent? How many carbohydrates do they eat? Stuff like that. That would be relatively easy. Now, when they have different, like, I know BMI, but say something like that requires a formula, but you didn't remember the formula, like your VO2 max.
Yeah,
now
see,
that
I'm not gonna lie.
suck.
If they have a question that's like, what is this person's VO2 max? I'm gonna guess. I hope it's
the thing about that is there was actually a question in the book. We did all the review questions. If we didn't tell you guys, we did all the review questions, but we also did the critical thinking question. I don't think they called. Yeah, I was about to say I didn't think they called it in the book, but it's basically a critical thinking question. And one of the questions, or two of the questions, was dealing with what's their VO2 max, or what would be their VO2 max. And I'm like, if they have stuff like that on the quiz, then I'm not sure.
Yeah, but the fact that it only had one or two, and this is like 140, 150 question thing,
a lot of,
and in my opinion, it wouldn't be too bad.
A lot of the questions in the book we answered really, really easy.
Well, the thing is, it's a personal training test. So you're going to be tested over how do you train this individual. Now, VO2 max is testing. Obviously, you're going to need to know a little bit about testing, but in reality, your job isn't to just test.
How do you hit the 1 rep max?
So, you know, we're hoping we go in. I mean, we know how to train people. The only thing that I'm not going to say not confident, but kind of nervous about is textbook terms. Like if it's to the letter type of stuff is the only thing that makes me nervous. Obviously, we can explain so much shit, but if it's word for word out of a textbook and it was only mentioned one time, it's like, very specific.
Those two long words that were disorders.
Whatever. It was S short word and S long word.
And spondylolisthesis.
So we're on our way. If we get there early, we might vlog like, oh shit, we're about to go inside.
Be those guys that everyone's looking at, and you have like a tablet and you're like looking at yourself.
Alright guys, so we're on our way. We'll check in an hour, hopefully. If not, you'll be seeing our post-test
our post-test reaction.
Alright guys, see you in a little bit.
See you guys. What's up, guys?
This is
Paralysis here.
And
what did we just take?
We just took our NSCA CPT exam. That's
exactly.
What's up.
As you guys probably saw, I'm pretty sure he's gonna merge these two videos together in one video. As you just saw, our thoughts walking in. Didn't really know what to expect. Honestly, I didn't know if it was gonna be a computer written exam. To be honest,
not only that is into it. My nerves escalated off the freaking charts just walking in there.
My nerves were more bad. Like, mine are usually bad the day before.
I think his mindset is more like, you walked in like, fucking gonna fail. Like, your mindset was pretty
like, how I usually take tests is I usually stress really hard the week of, and then the day of the test, I'm just like, screw it, you know, whatever happens. Stressing isn't really gonna do anything about it. Stressing is just gonna honestly make it worse. So I try to not just lower my, it sounds bad when you say lower your expectations, but I'm basically, in a way, you're reducing your stress levels is a better way of putting it.
For me, I was confident throughout the week.
Then we got here.
Not really like whatever happens.
But it was like these review questions are pretty damn easy,
like
man.
the other day I went through all of the end chapters, and what I did was go through I used my memo, and for each question I like put my answers, just without looking at the answers, and then graded myself on those questions, and used that kind of like a readiness tool. So I felt like okay going in, and then once they escorted me to my computer, holy shit.
It was just, honestly, the thing about me was I expected it to be like a full college room full of people taking a test, literally having the people that monitor the test walk around and having it very chill. I thought it was gonna be very monitored and strict to where you felt uncomfortable. It was the smallest computer lab I've ever seen. When I walked in, there was only like 1 or 2 people. And the dude that was monitoring was really, really nice. He was pretty cool.
They were all freaking nice.
All the people at, Grayson County College?
Grayson County, over in
Pretty damn nice
Texas.
people. Very
we got there, and it took us a minute to find. When I say minute, I don't mean the slang term. It took a minute. But it literally, like, we went around the campus, saw, where the email had
last
told us
door
to go,
on the left.
and we found the place. So going in, I was scared as shit. And what I did, which was kind of stupid, but I do this for every single test, is I calculate how many I can miss, and, to how many I can miss or how many it takes to miss to fail, right? And then each question I wasn't confident in, I put a tally mark. And my goal was to at least be confident enough in a select amount of questions to know I passed. So if you're not confident, say I think it was like 40 or 50 I think it was like 40. If you miss 40, you fail. So if I wasn't confident,
I
would say 40 to 50.
It was 50 because I like barely passed.
Barely. We'll talk about scores in a second.
Yeah.
Was it so like I said, if I wasn't confident, not saying I didn't know it, but I just wasn't confident, I would just put a little mark. And by the end, I had less marks than what it took to fail, so I knew kind of like, even though I wasn't confident, I may have passed, but I was still, the entire test, I took longer than he did by like 20 minutes maybe. I was freaking out, not having confidence, but I stressed way too hard during exams. I literally just made myself sick.
To a degree, that could help your critical thinking just by analyzing it thoroughly. Like for me, a lot of the questions, I was like, I kind of went with my instinct. Of course, I passed, but then again, could have probably had a better score if I would have looked at it, analyzed it more thoroughly.
The only reason I took longer was when we were going through the book and the end questions. There was one.
Let's turn the GPS.
There would be a question, and we're like, we know the answer, and then it was the wrong answer, and we looked back, and there was one word that it was like, which one best explains yada yada yada? That would be inappropriate, and you didn't see inappropriate, or you didn't see this or that, and so you just said the answer, which was wrong due to one word that changed the question. So that's one thing I took into consideration. Then again, I was nervous as shit, and I guarantee you I looked at how much time I had left and how many questions I had left, like 20 different times.
Exactly, and we're not going to talk about what was on the exam on this video or on the paralysis text. All I'll say is, be more of a critical thinker.
Make sure you do the applied knowledge in the manual, only for the fact that it gives you a sense of being able to recall information. It's more of analyzing or observing what you've retained, rather than I recognize that word. It's more of recall.
And like we talked about with each other and maybe talked about in the first video, it's testing you over being a personal trainer. So a lot of the common sense stuff is, you don't want to look too far into that. It's going to be more of legitimately training people. That's honestly what they're going to be asking you.
That's what you're going to do with your profession. Why not test the certification of your career? Exactly. And we're going to make another video that completely goes into depth on our 2 cents. Not saying what was on it, but just our 2 cents.
We're gonna make a Firehouse
feelings.
Aesthetics video.
More and more official. This is kind of just randomly, not really ranting, but just kind of.
If you guys don't know, if he hasn't linked in the description,
I
of
always
his
link in the
videos,
dang description,
always link
so
in
make sure
the
you
dang
go
description. Go below the Powerhouse Aesthetics channel. Check that out. We're gonna have a full in-depth chat. We're gonna probably hook up some Periscope. Some Periscope. You can find us on Periscope. Search Powerhouse Aesthetics.
So guys,
and we'll hook that up and talk to you guys about in depth about the test.
Guys, we are officially NSCA certified personal trainers.
And that's it from
Powerhouse Aesthetics.
Powerhouse Aesthetics.